Have you ever thought about how an ordinary object, maybe a simple chair or a mirror, can actually tell a more powerful story than pages and pages of dialogue? Well, in this explainer, we're going to uncover that hidden power, how everyday objects can become a writer's absolute greatest asset. You see, in really great storytelling, nothing is there by accident. Every single item you see on screen is a deliberate, calculated choice, just like the slideshows. Even something as simple as a mirror can become a window straight into a character's soul, reflecting what they're truly thinking and feeling. Let's dig into how that works. And this whole idea isn't just some abstract screenwriting theory. Nope, it's a principle that's actually rooted in real-life observation. The author of our source material had this fascinating personal experience that led to this big realization. Let's get into that right now. Okay, so picture this. For 15 years, our source author met with all kinds of different creators, filmmakers, entrepreneurs, you name it. And almost every time they met in their personal workspaces. This gave them this really unique front row seat to see how people's environments say so much about who they really are. Think about that. 15 years of just observing. That long period of watching and listening led to a really powerful discovery. A person's space tells you their story way before they even open their mouth to say a single word. And this is where our deep dive into narrative objects really kicks off. The pattern became crystal clear. A person's workspace is basically a silent storyteller. The books on the shelf, the art on the wall, whether it's total chaos or perfectly calm, it all speaks volumes. So let's see how this real-world insight gets translated into the craft of writing fiction. So you take that real-world observation, and when you apply it to screenwriting, it basically transforms into a storytelling superpower. Now we're talking about the craft of visual narrative. I mean, think about it. If a real messy office can tell a story just by accident, imagine what happens when every single object is put there for a reason. In a screenplay, every little thing serves a purpose, and it creates this rich visual story that's both subtle and incredibly efficient. And that, right there, is the absolute essence of art direction. It's not just about making things look pretty, it's about using the visual environment to tell the story. For a writer, this is a fundamental tool for showing, not telling. And man, is it powerful. Okay, so among all the possible objects a storyteller could use, is there one that just holds a special kind of power? Well, our source material makes a pretty bold claim. It says yes, there is. And it's a potential game changer for any writer. So, what is it? Of all the props and pieces of set dressing you could possibly imagine, which single object has the most narrative potential? What do you think? Let's find out. It's the mirror. The source literally calls its function unparalleled, and honestly, for very good reason. So let's break down exactly why this simple, everyday object is a storyteller's secret weapon. So what is it about a mirror that's so special? Well, it reveals a character's truth on multiple levels, and it often does it all in a single shot. Let's take a look at its 3 core functions. All right, first up is the obvious one, the physical reflection. This just shows us what the character looks like, grounding them in their world. Second, it delivers information, maybe revealing a crucial detail in the background or showing us something in the reflection that the character themselves can't see. But its most profound function? That's the psychological revelation. It gives us a direct, unfiltered look into their inner world. This slide just captures that psychological power perfectly. I mean, we all do this, right? We present a public face, a carefully crafted mask for the world, but in that private, quiet moment in front of a mirror, that mask comes off, and we have to face who we really are. And that's the key. In a story, a mirror becomes a space of forced honesty. It's the one place where a character can't lie, and that gives the audience this rare, unfiltered peek into their soul. So how can writers really tap into this? Let's turn this whole concept into a practical tool you can use in your own storytelling. It really all boils down to one single important question every writer should be asking themselves. So here it is, the ultimate takeaway for your own writing. I want you to ask yourself this. When your character is completely alone, when all the masks are off, what do they truly see looking back at them? Is it fear? Maybe regret? Ambition? The answer to that question isn't just a scene. It could be the very heart of your entire story.